a sad thing. There are people telling you that there are changes, and yes, there are changes. There really are. But not everything that people say is a change is a change. Some of it really is a bad memory. Some people really haven't never read it until the changes took place, and now they don't know. They don't know the difference because they waited too late to get into the ball game. They're coming in at halftime and thinking they know the full score here. I don't know. Am I just rambling? Am I ranting? Am I just going off the deep end because I'm getting tired of you people out here who can't get your head out of your you-know-what? You want to judge everybody. What happened to Matthew 7:21? Or 7:1, I'm sorry. 7:1. Judge not, lest ye be judged. What does that mean? Well, it's not in there now. Does that mean it doesn't apply, preacher? Does that mean it doesn't apply, photo helix? We don't have to worry about it because we can point the finger. Oh, it's righteous judgment. Really? You can't help somebody with a dust in their eye because you can't get the beam out of your own eye. You people are lost and you don't care. You're holier than thou and you just don't get it, man. There's no spirit in the people that I'm speaking to. If you have the Spirit of God, then the Spirit beareth witness, and you understand my hurt. You understand why I'm this way. I'm trying to reach out and help people, and all I get is garbage left and right because people can't get it together. Maybe there's a truth to that. Maybe it's not about the people that you have to worry about, is it? Because it's you. You in the hot seat, whoever you are, whoever applies this to themselves, including me. I should have a mirror here. There is so much hardness of hearts right now. It says the love of many shall wax cold in these days. And it is. The more you do for people, the more they hate you. The more you speak the truth to help them, the more they put you down and despise you. Says we will be hated for the namesake of Jesus. Why? And stay with me. Stay with me. Oh, he's getting into the Bible. I gotta run. Run if you're gonna run. Run from the truth if you gotta run. You don't have the guts to sit in the hot seat and listen to one little bit of a rant from a bald-headed fella. Run if you're so afraid of the truth. Sad. It's sad. And you think you're awake because you can see the changes. Really? What'd you think? They were just going to gather up all the Bibles back in, when the end days come, they're going to take all the Bibles and put everybody in a cell and chop their heads off. And okay, whatever. They don't have to take them all if they change them, huh? Oh, yeah, but they can't do that. That'd be supernatural. You believe in the Mandela effect that people that you thought were dead are alive walking around right now. You believe that because it's another timeline. That also was prophesied in the book of Daniel in the Old Testament. The dividing of time and laws would be given into his hand for a time, times, and the dividing of time. I tell you guys all the time in 2 Thessalonians, the reason that people can't see, you can't understand, you can't comprehend, you can show them in black and white a piece of paper, and you can say right here, look at this. You can show them pictures of this and that and say, this is the way it was. And they'll even tell you off at the beginning, oh yeah, I remember it like that. The Ford with a loop, I don't remember the little thingy jig. No, but when they see it and realize they're wrong, oh, well, that must be a new change. No, it's always been that way. Oh, well, I must just misremembered. Cognitive dissonance kicks in. 2 Thessalonians, it tells you over there what's going on because they have a love of unrighteousness. They have pleasure in unrighteousness. It says they have not the love of the truth. The truth. What is it about the truth that sets people off? You can show, when you tell people the Mandela effect is a real thing, these things are really taking place. Remember? We remember. Here, like C-3PO always had gold legs, right? Just like we remember as a kid with a toy. According to history, he's always had a silver leg in the Star Wars movie now, I guess. You can tell them. You can show them. JFK, 6 or 4. Go figure. Why would that even be a dispute or a question? Think about it. Think about the things that are taking place right before your eyes. You tell people, oh, well, this can't be, that's not true, that blah, blah, blah. But you can believe the Mandela effect, or quantum effect, I prefer to call it. Quantum effect is what it is. We're seeing matter, manipulation, changes to reality. Time being distorted. All of these things prophesied in the scriptures. You see, it's because of what God has done for me that I break in my heart for you. Because you see, these effects, it's become a game to the majority. You forgot how stunned you were when you first realized the changes. When you realized that matter and reality even was malleable.
You know, I think rationally most of the time. Man, I'm just a regular dude trying not to feel like I'm going crazy. So like I said, man, let me know if y'all feel the same way I do, or, you know, if you in your heart know that you've never could see the Sierra Mountains from Sacramento. Man, it's crazy. But, you know, I've talked to a couple people, and surprisingly, they've said, man, I've seen that all my life. What? I was just like, man, anyway. So I'm like, did I miss it all these years? You know, we go to the fair, you ride the Ferris wheels, you up on top, you know, taking pictures and doing whatever sightseeing, and no one's ever mentioned, oh, look at the mountains. Or you never hear anybody in Sacramento talking about, oh, you see the mountains, the snow-capped mountains from, you know, over on Bradshaw Road, you can see the mountains extremely clear. It's ridiculous. Anybody in that area knows. Like I said, man, I feel like I'm going crazy because the Sierra Mountains were never visible from Sacramento. If I'm wrong, please let me know. I need your help. Here's the deal. The mountain ranges in the Sierras. If you're familiar with Sacramento, if you're a native of Sacramento and you know the area, you pretty much know, well, this is where my memory is faltering or something's going wrong, but we live in a valley. The Sierra Mountains were never visible, at least for me. I've been in Sacramento all my life. I'm 40, I'll be 49. Me and my family have always had to travel up the highway, you know, going east towards the Sierras up the highway to start seeing the snow-capped mountains and, you know, start really seeing the snow, you know, where the kids get excited and all that kind of stuff. Lately, just recently, last week, I guess I could say that this is just my experience, but I woke up basically, man, and I started seeing snow-capped mountains from Florin Road, which is insane, which is just, it's mind-blowing. It's incredible, at least for me. If I'm wrong and you people have been able to see that all this time, please let me know. I've never been able to see the Sierra Mountains from Sacramento, from the streets of Sacramento. Not even on a clear day. You know, like I said, I've been here all my life. I'm thinking that either the mountain ranges got bigger, or, man, this just sounds crazy, or the geography changed, or even looking west towards the Bay Area, the mountain ranges look different. They look bigger or closer. You know, I mean, let me know if I'm wrong. I mean, this is crazy, you know. I do know about the Mandela effect. I have been affected by the Mandela effect. You know, I'm not jumping on no bandwagon or nothing. You know, I'm a sane human being, tax-paying adult. This is just my experience. And let me know if you, I don't know, fuck, if you have never been able to see the mountains from Sacramento, or I don't know.
What we're seeing in the world with the Mandela effect, with the way that things are changing, we're looking at them and they're not like when we saw them before. They're not like how we always knew them to be, including some parts of Scripture. To that I have to say, take refuge in the message of Jesus Christ, because it's like reality's catching up to Scripture. Scripture has always had this character to it, this nature to it. I've been looking into stuff, but you know, it's all circumstantial when you start talking about really high technology, or magic as some would consider it to even be. Arthur C. Clarke said any substantially advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic, and vice versa. Magic is indistinguishable from technology. It's just manipulation of energy. So just take refuge in the message of Jesus Christ, because it is absolutely, it's fixed across all perceptions of reality and whatever's going on. But so we are seeing differences in reality. We are seeing differences between how we remember things and how they actually are presented to us. Not only in pictures online, but I've held a can of Febreze and it ain't spelled the same. Now I don't know if that can was originally spelled the same or not. I can't confirm where and how these changes occur, but they are they are occurring in a very unusual manner. So I just want to say, if you are wrestling with the Mandela effect, that you can take refuge in Scripture, like absolute refuge in Scripture, and everything I present, like I've been from my own experience, and I've wrestled with these things, and I wouldn't say nothing about it if I hadn't gone through something as pertinent to what I'm saying or relative. And I gotta say that Salvador Dali, you can look him up, he was an artist in the early 1900s. He did a painting of Jesus Christ on the four-dimensional, was crucified on the four-dimensional cube. It's, if you don't know what that looks like, you got to look into it. It has to do with how things appear to things in other dimensions. What a three-dimensional object would look like in a two-dimensional world if it were to pass through. So, but Dali did a painting of Jesus Christ crucified on the four-dimensional cube, symbolizing that his sacrifice and that his divinity, his absolute over all dimensions of existence, over all dimensions.
I just want to say that I've been living in the truth and in the exploration of the truth for, I started in 99, I think. I think that's when you can officially say I started, but it really, really became intense in 2003 and on. And I thought I'd found another truther. I thought I found a partner, but I found a sleeper. Anyway, I wanted to make a video about living with a sleeper. Maybe that'll make me feel less alone. So I'm pretty sure that I mentioned the Mandela effect or something about it to my husband before this incident. But this is the incident that really stands out to me. We went for a family hike in the woods. We're out walking with our 3 children and him and me. And I start talking about the latest Mandela effect, which, Moneybags had posted, because back then Moneybags was, the place to go. And, he still is. Don't get me wrong, but I'm just saying that was the gathering spot for most people a few years ago. And so I wanted to tell him about the latest Mandela effect. And it was the one on the mirrors of cars where it says now things may be closer, or no, things are closer than they appear. But as children, we all remember it saying things may be closer than it appears. And I was trying to talk to him about it, just mentioning it. This was before I mean, I sort of knew he got angry when I brought him up. I sort of remember knowing that. But for some reason, I thought this one would really get him because he's a guy, you know, cars, stuff like that. So he said, "You show me a picture of a car from the 70s where the mirror says things may be closer than they appear." And I tried to explain, well, they would have all changed. And he got so irate that he said he wanted to continue alone and that we should separate. Well, I guess I should tell about the latest one. I was excited after I saw the recall vector one about the elephant tits because I knew he'd notice that. I knew that he would notice that, that he would be able to tell that that was different. And I showed it to him, and the first thing he said was, "That looks photoshopped." So I pulled up a bunch of different pictures on my phone and showed him it's not. This is how it is in this reality. Can you believe it? How blatantly strange this is? Everybody's going to be able to see this one. And then he's like, "Well, I'm not sure. I've never seen elephants nursing, and it looks the same to me." I got to move this dog. Sorry. "And it looks the same to me when the elephant's going underneath as it always did." And I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? The elephants always went towards the back. And that's why there's all these jokes when a baby cow goes up to a steer saying, "You ain't gonna get no milk from there," because they go towards their nuts. They don't go up towards their chest. Anyway, so I showed him that. I showed him the pictures. And then I began to try to remind him about that first incident with the mirror. And he wouldn't let me talk at all. He kept continuing to speak. And I said over and over and over again, "May I please speak now?" Because he doesn't like to be interrupted, and I know that. So I kept asking, "May I please speak now? May I please speak now?" And he wouldn't stop talking. And I finally got so mad, I screamed. And I slammed the door. And I slammed the other door beside it too, just for more emphasis. And things have not been the same since then.
I do love you guys. And I'm live. My heart really is broken for you people. I just want you guys to find your way and love one another. There's so much hate in the world right now, and so many people can't see the truth. And those of you who can see the changes, and you can hear it in the musics and the song that's changed, you can see that time has been manipulated, and even the days are being shortened, even as we speak. But it's not a game, folks. Your life was normal one day, and then you see these things happening. And your reality has changed. And many of you are still on that struggle. But if you forget God, you've lost everything. You exist for a purpose and a reason. And you're able to see and experience these changes for a purpose and a reason. It's time to put away the petty stuff, folks. It's time to try and love the people. You can't pick your family, they say. Well, this family that you're in now that can see these things, because the majority of your families, they can't see, and they think you're a lunatic. I think we're in good company with each other. I do.